Qualifying. Married almost 8 years. WW finally admitted to affair of 1 month. She said she went looking for a guy online for a hookup and now she is in love with him. I have exposed to her family and friends, but she has no desire to stop seeing him and feels we are done anyway. She admitted to an emotional relationship with him last week and said she was trying to decide what to do. Plan is underway as I was able to get her to answer some questions. Backstory: I have a son from a previous marriage and she has a daughter from previous relationship and we have a daughter together. Kids are the love of my life and are clueless, other than the fact that mom sleeps in another room. However, her work has her up late at night on the computer and working crazy hours by herself. So, her being by herself or not coming to bed isn't out of the norm really. The short version is that the crazy work hours has caused a gap for about a year and I brought it up but she was unwilling to address it. That hurt me and I began to restate the point, with sarcasm. Bad idea I know, but here we are. My sarcasm led to her hurting me losing respect for her, etc. Now she thinks we are just two different people and one person has to give up who they are to make the other one happy. I am looking for compromise from her and trying to work through our differences. We were happy before, but she says that was her pretending to be someone she is not, real or rewriting history. Either way she believes it. We have some major differences but have always made it work. She is staying most nights at home but at a distance. She said she's not sure if he can feel the same way about me again, or if she wants to. I feel it's just the fog right now, but not sure. So, I'm looking for anyone who can give me some insight. Chance of fixing this. Do I just need to let things set for a while and work plan A? I told her I'm not leaving until she sets the kids down and tell them what's going on and she leaves first. My kids adore me and it would tear them up. Once she's gone for a few days I'll make a plan and find a place. She's made no plans to do that yet. Good idea or not. We have been married for almost 8 years. Oddly enough, just about how long my first marriage lasted. I don't know anything about OM. She has given me very little and she keeps her phone in hand with a password 24/7. She even switched cell phone companies. As far as I know this is the only affair. She says she went looking for him on an online friend finder website. I have created a fake account on several of these and went looking for her. I've found nothing. She has always been on the wild side but calmed down after marriage. We started attending a church that she picked and now she says it was all fake, that she wasn't happy, that she changed who she was in order to please me. I understand that I have a part to play in this too. When I saw behaviors from her that I felt were not in line with our belief system I would call her out on them. Gentle at first, but then later with sarcasm. I know that was wrong, but many of these things were issues that she previously indicated that she believed in too. We have been on a religious path for several years, but somewhere along the line she jumped off and didn't tell me. Is this destined to fail because of different value systems? I tend to like bad girls, maybe that just comes with the territory. As far as know this is her first affair. She has changed so much in the last month. So, do you think there is hope for this or am I just spinning my wheels? I really think she had the affair out of hurt and anger. She began it right after we had a good-sized blow-up. She cheated on her second husband right after an argument too. That's why I was so worried about exposure. However, it's too late for that. I don't know anything about OM. I don't even have a name or place where he lives. She won't tell me. Her phone is password protected and by her side 24/7. Her only computer is from work and it's super password protected. I may be able to use a GPS device on her car but not sure what kind to get. They seem pricey. She was divorced when I met her and had a child by another guy. She did do this to her ex. I have been raising that girl as my own. She's 10. We do have one girl together, 6. What happens if she comes home and wants to take the girls away for the night or a few days? Do I expose to them at that time? I'm not sure they will understand, and I would really like to keep them out of this as much as possible. She had been divorced for maybe 2 years when we met, but had a baby with another guy. The baby was 17 months old. W41, I'm 40 in 3 days. She has only been staying away the past 2 Saturdays, but she said the has been going on for a month. When we got together, I didn't know she had and I didn't learn that until we started going to church and she felt remorse for it and admitted it to me. That was all within the last 3 years. Her going out has always been a big issue. She has done it off and on since we got together. It's that kind of stuff that I mention nicely at first then later get hurt and go to sarcasm to prove a point. She says that's me parenting her and she doesn't want or need that. She said she has pretended to be someone she's not for some time, that she can't live the Charlie Church life. She has to be herself. I assume that means drinking, going out, using foul language in front of the kids, listening to music with crude lyrics, etc. I'm considering exposing to kids, 10 and 6. In Virginia, not much. After a court hearing I may be able to prove her unfit. At this point it is very unlikely. Everything is her word versus mine. I just heard from her and she is bringing the kids home before she goes out about 20 miles down the road to work out. I don't expect her back tonight, but at least I will have my kids home safe. As she got a chance, she tried to make the kids think this was a mutual decision. I fixed that in a hurry. I explained about the affair and how I wanted to fix it. The kids had a rough time initially but are now back to themselves. 1 hour later, I'm sure there will be flare-ups from time to time, but they actually seemed relieved because they at least know the truth. She is pissed as ever, but at least the kids know what's up. I'm getting a lot of anger from her now and her family. They feel I shouldn't have told the children. I really had no choice. She was trying to feed them lies. I'm getting a lot of blaming me for the exposure of the affair, especially to the children. Should I respond to any of that or just let her make the noise? I am very humble and mild right now. I do my best not to argue with her on things and ask her opinion often. This was an area where she indicated she was unhappy. Also, much to my surprise, her very dear friend from Japan flew home to be with her and help her any way that she could. I have been talking to her and her husband online about this, and she decided to surprise us. She very much wants this to work as well and is very much in support of marriage. Plus, at least while she is here, WW won't be visiting. I hope this helps. Maybe I was lucky just to keep her happy for 8+ years. She told me herself, about a month into the relationship, that she was a runner and she took off at the first sign of trouble. She also told me about 2 years ago that I must have been doing something right because this was the longest relationship she has ever had. Actually, this marriage was longer than all of her other relationships combined. That all seemed innocent enough, but now it really doesn't. So, it sounds like you to think there is no hope for this marriage. Isn't there hope for all marriages? Or I'm in denial that this was destined to fail. We did go to counseling about my son and his adjustment, and I do remember us discussing her going out drinking with the girls, and the counselor did say that that was okay and I should back off on it. I may have put that in previous posts, but I don't remember. By blow up, I mean that we were on a camping trip for a week and she was drinking in front of the kids. I asked her politely not to do that unless it was in another container to where the kids didn't know what it was. She agreed, but after she had a few she stopped doing that. I again tried to discuss it nicely and it got nowhere. I offered to get her a glass for it and she shoved a door in my face. I calmly loaded up the beer and threw it in the dumpster. She threatened divorce that night and many nights since. Then I learned of VA. I didn't know about her previous until we were already married a few years. So, no, she didn't have an with me. In her previous marriage she was going out drinking with the girls and said she was unhappy at home. Once her husband made her mad over something, I still don't know what, is when she went for the A. My questions are, if history is repeating itself, is there a chance I can work to make her happy again, plan A, and resolve the going out, unhappiness, and affair? As of now, WW is still in affair and mad as ever. She is away from home tonight because she is busy at work. She is still very mad about Ian. If it wasn't for the kids, she said she would have already left the area. It seems like things are going worse rather than better right now. I would like to work this out if we can, but I realize that we have a lot of things to work out. Currently, WW is still in the fog. We are separating our finances and she is beginning to see how difficult it is to stay within a budget and still maintain a single and married life. My comment, just detached from her, she will learn her lesson when you stop being her ATM. 5 years later. I have been married 3 times. The first 2 ended by affair, hers, and the third ended due to emotional and later physical abuse, her. I had to get a protective order against her. 2 years after my last relationship, I am with a woman who I have known for 20+ years and had really good intimate conversations with for a year. Great connection and lots of common ground. She has been married before, was in an abusive and controlling marriage. It ended because she had an affair and left him. She actually had 3 affairs during her 28+ year marriage. The last guy was supposed to leave his wife, but kept her hanging on for 5 years and never did. Eventually, his wife found out and they are now separated. This guy is a serial cheater and liar. While she and this guy were together, she began talking with me. Nothing happened, just talking, and a few friendly meetups for conversation. She broke it off, and 3 months later, we started dating. We have been dating for about 2 months. She accepts her mistakes and seems to be making attempts to protect her future relationships and ours. I do see improvement. Both the ex-husband and ex-lover are pursuing her. I am having jealousy and insecurity issues, I think because of my past and hers. Sometimes ridiculous stuff like jealous of her celebrity crushes, her Facebook photo likes, etc. A few weeks ago, the ex-lover began talking himself up to her again, and she has been taking the phone calls. This was hidden from me until last night. She says they are argumentative in nature and maybe 2 a week at most. I am hurt, disappointed, and concerned as to why she is even taking the calls. She says the jealousy scares her, but realizes she shouldn't be talking with him. To make matters worse, a friend of hers, with lots of bad relationship choices herself, is talking the guy up and attempting to control what my girlfriend does. If we continue to be together, she will likely lose this friend. I don't want to be the cause of that. She realizes that if we continue, she can have no more contact with the ex-lover. I don't want to be jealous and insecure either. I also don't want a repeat of an affair. If she can't protect the relationship, what is the point of fighting for it? Should I just cut bait and run? Am I pushing her away with my questions, insecurities? Just not sure what to do. We do love each other, but I'm not sure this is the right girl for me. I had such high hopes. She is so good in so many other ways. It does sound pretty stupid when I go back and read what I wrote. It's just hard. I love her and wish she didn't have this issue. She is so wonderful in so many other ways. I think my insecurities and need for reassurance had pushed her to this. I think it may have shown up later anyway. Maybe it's best to see what's going on now. I guess I pushed her into being fearful of being controlled. She was very controlled in her marriage and doesn't ever want to be again. I think the questions may have driven her to be fearful that I would control her as well. That, of course, is the furthest thing from my mind. I knew the ex-husband was still perusing her as well as the ex-affair partner, but I never told her what to do about it. She even had a friend who was talking the ex-affair partner up. I told her how I felt about it, but I never told her she should give her friend up. We did have a boundary set to where we were not going to talk to OS friends about our relationship. She says she didn't, but she has been taking calls from the ex-affair partner and listening to him talk himself up. I feel she broke out boundaries. I guess I figured that when she did have her affairs, her marriage was so terrible that she should have left anyway. As long as it never got that bad, she could stay faithful. Pretty dumb, I guess. I spent a long time talking with her before the relationship started. We were really good friends and had lots of intimate conversations. She showed genuine remorse for her affairs, and I guess that's why I felt like we would be okay to start a relationship. But once we had a few disagreements within the same week, she started talking with her ex-AP. This shows me that her habits have returned. We are both supposed to be thinking about continuing the relationship or not. I'm trying to forgive, but she has yet to make a decision, and I'm afraid she won't be able to stick to what she says. Well, I was looking for input and trying to see if I was off base for ending the relationship and to see if there may be a chance for us later down the road. Could she redeem herself, or is there even any purpose to think that way? I ended the relationship this past Saturday. She blamed my insecurities and jealousy as the reason she was fearful and withdrawing from me. She told me that her ex-AP had been over to her apartment helping her move just 15 hours after I was there, and she was professing her love for me, telling me that she loves me more than she realized and didn't want to lose me. She initially lied about it, but then came clean. Maybe I did push her to leave, but she could have handled it a different way. I just can't believe I got caught up in this mess. Feeling hurt, angry, lonely, and mostly stupid. I have now broken all contact with her and am actually starting to feel better. She was trying to keep talking and meeting up with me, but I have blocked her out of social media completely. She does work in the same company as me, but we are in different locations. I am making steps to reduce our chance meetings. I now know that I need to stay as far away from her as possible. My comment: you escaped 2 toxic women already. Let's see would this train ends or continues. Story 2. We've been together now for 5 years. We have a 17-year age gap, but it works for us. I'm 46 and she's 29. When we first met, she was super fit, 130 pounds, and 5 feet 6 tall. She had the perfect body, and now if I had to guess, she's prob 170 pounds. At 46, I work out 6 to 7 days per week, and I'm in better shape than most 25-year-olds. We met at the gym and she slowly stopped going. Yesterday we had friends over and she put on a bikini and she shouldn't have worn it. I've brought it up by just trying to get her to come to the gym with me, and she says she hates working out with me because I expect too much. I was a fitness training and own my own gym. She sometimes will go, but it will only last 3 times. A friend of mine reached out to her to get her to try some classes at the gym I go to, and she got mad. I like healthy people and she knows that. I love a lot of attention, bonding. When she dresses up, etc., she's an absolute knockout, but the weight gains I'm struggling with. Her love language is helping around the house, taking care of the animals, etc. I've been doing a ton around here, taking care of all the yard work. She wanted a garden, so I built her one and got all the soil. I do 90% of the dishes and the majority of the laundry, as well as keep the house clean. I've started a new job and have contributed more into the finances to help her out more, etc. We used to have dress-up fun twice a month all the time and sleep together 6 to 7 times per week. Dress-up bonding is now maybe once every 8 to 10 weeks, and she complains the entire time, so I won't even bring it up. A friend of mine thought maybe she was cheating as she's always out with her mom. Put a GPS tracker in her car, and that's not the case. I took it out as nothing sketchy was going on. I don't want to hurt her feelings, so I've never said anything about the weight gain. I've tried to encourage her to go to the gym. I'm doing a summer cut right now and said we should work together to get summer ready, and she just rolled her eyes. How do I get her to lose at least some of the weight? If she lost half of it, she would be so much more confident, which in turn might bring back the dress-up bonding. I'm certain some here will call me shallow, and I accept that. I've read his needs, her needs, and don't feel that I'm out of line. I like what I like and she does as well. How do I breach this conversation so that I don't make her feel bad and shut down, but from an encouraging nature so she wants to get back into shape again? She's not lazy at all either. She will go out with her mom literally all day long, and they will be out and about shopping, exploring, and taking our dog for walks, but she just has been eating poorly and not doing regular exercise. Her mom is a little overweight, but she's not fat. I don't expect her to have a six-pack or anything like that, which she did when we first met. She's made comments that she's not 24 any longer, and I get it that it's harder as we get older, but she's 29. I'm 46 and have abs, so that's not really it. I know she doesn't like the weight gain as she said things about it, but then she says she still wants to be able to eat a cheeseburger. I always tell her everything is about moderation and to eat the cheeseburger and ice cream, just not every single day. When she's out with her mom, they get fast food all the time. Her mom literally lives off fast food. She was paying about 60% of the bills and now we've switched that. I lost my job during lockdown and took on a few jobs that didn't pan out and we made do. Now, that is no longer the case, so I try to pay for everything I can. Whenever we go out, I pay 100% for everything along with our household expenses. We bought a house last July with a pool, so I was hopefully that would motivate her to get back into better shape as we have a lot of people over. Upping my game has been my primary focus, my friend. I'm far from perfect, but I bust my ass and work hard. She appreciates that and sees how hard I work. I give her lots of affection and we get along great. We cuddle every night and every morning and we fall asleep on each other every single night. We have a great relationship overall and I know she loves me. I left out the details that we are constantly touching each other. We go out on dates often and we both support each other. I just want to find a way to motivate her to lose the weight. She typically gains in the winter, but then once spring comes around, she diets and exercises and loses most of it for the summer. She just hasn't done that yet this year, and I think the weight gain this year is greater than typically. I don't want her to feel bad, nor give her an ultimatum or anything along those lines. I owned a gym and was a trainer for many years, so I know how to approach things with regards to not hurting someone's feelings, etc. But a client is a lot different than a significant other. In my previous relationship, my wife was pregnant and I was competing at an event. I was up and ready to compete and one of my friends asked, "Hey, I thought your wife was pregnant." I replied that she was, and he said, "It looks like you're the one carrying the baby." I blew the match I was competing in because of that statement and I was beyond pissed, but it changed my life. I literally went to the gym after the match and haven't stopped since, and that was over 14 years ago. We need to feel pain in order to make the changes, but I don't want the pain to come from me. So, we went out and got home an hour or so ago. We got home and she started meal prepping for the week. I asked what she was doing and she said she was going to start eating better. She said she will start low carb next week but wants to clean things up this week so it's not so extreme. I told her it was a great idea and I was happy she was doing this because it also saves money and I can steal some of her food as I'm working on my summer cut. Maybe wearing the bikini bothered her more, I realized. She also said she wanted us to take Pup for a hike this week up the mountain. I'm happy about this since she did it on her own without my saying anything. I thought about taking a pic of her, but she would have wrecked me. We had talked about getting summer ready together and I already started and I'm currently very lean and happy where I'm at this early in the season. I joked last night about how we need to step up our games in order to be bikini ready. I always joke that I'm wearing a bikini too. I usually say we need to be bikini ready. Her mom got her blood work results back and her cholesterol is sky high and they are putting her on meds and making her change her diet, exercise. I told them both they should just meal prep together. My fiance loves to cook, her mom cannot cook but wants to, and they should go to the gym together. We shall see what happens. Benny had formulated an opinion of me solely because my fiance is so much younger than I am, assuming it was a trophy wife. Is she? Kinda, to me. I'm proud when I'm with her and I truly feel she is a goddess. I'm okay with that. I find her very attractive and I love how she looks when she is in great shape. Nothing wrong with that. She is also an amazing person, partner, stepmom to my son and simply my best friend. Yesterday, she went out with her mom. They took our pup for a 2-mile walk, which is great. On the way home her mom stopped for KFC. Mind you, her cholesterol is at dangerously high level and she's still eating crap food. My fiance didn't get anything and when they got home, she cooked a healthy meal and had none of the KFC. She has the discipline and willpower, she just needed to get it in gear. I'm excited to see her progress over the summer. My comment: did you start getting out of shape after you are married? For me, I have been exercising at least once a week. I think that's the bare minimum. Do you agree? Comment down and I will see you in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed this short video.